It's time again for the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge, brought to you by American Car Care Centers in conjunction with CN8 and the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside the Woburn Bowlodrome along with Dan Murphy. I'm John Holt, back for more great Candlepin bowling as we welcome back Hawk Halas this week.
That's right, and he's got two challengers, veterans as well. John Zappi and Craig Holbrook will be dueling it out to have that right to bowl Hawk in that final two matches. We're forgetting about that $1,000 out there too, folks. There's $1,000 for the first triple strike or a portion thereof if more than one bowler's achieved that feat, and we haven't had one yet halfway through the season.
And we continue to track the top two-game totals as we look forward to that final taping of the season. Right now, Dave Barber continues to be on top, but Hawk Halas, with his effort last week on the program, is now in that top three. And as we come back out, we're joined by Hawk. He put up a good number to get in that top three.
Yeah, I hope I can be in the same zone this week as I was last week, because I'm going to need it with these two guys. There'll be no room for mistake with them.
Yeah, a couple good challengers. What went right for you when you were in the zone last
I was
taping?
just throwing a good ball. You're nice and loose and nice and free, and you're right on the head pin all the time.
It's always good to have you, Hawk. Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
We're back with the challengers match right after this on CN8. Welcome back to the Woburn Bowlodrome. All set for our challengers match. John Zappi on the left to take on Craig Holbrook on the right, and he's up first. Just a one-game match. You take the score, you compare the scores. The better score advances to take on the reigning champ. In this case, Hawk Halas is back with us this week.
Yeah, Hawk will try to make it two in a row.
Craig's going to start by dropping 4.
And leaves the 4 horsemen to the right. 7-pin left-hand corner, and of course the 9-pin is also there. And now the head pin is gone. Still looking at 5 pins, 1 ball remaining.
We're using lanes 35 and 36 here at the Bowlodrome as usual, and it'll be an 8-box to open with for the East Bridgewater, Massachusetts resident, Craig Holbrook. Back with us again. You may have seen him in the past here on the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge, as well as John Zappi as challenger.
Craig works for Coca-Cola. He's a fountain technician. He's married. Wife's name's Rose. Has daughters Mara and Tori. I'm sorry, Tori.
So he will be open in the first 2 boxes.
Great 10 box, though.
Total of 18, the 8 and the 10. And now John Zappi to open. John's from Quincy. Pair of left-handers in this challengers match. Misses the head pin to the left.
John is also married. Wife's name is Luann. Does a lot of his bowling out of the Lucky Strike lanes in Dorchester, and he follows that first ball right through where the 2 and 8 pins were.
See if he can salvage something here in the first box.
He played a little safe and went too far right and leaves just 5 pins standing and 5 for the frame, and finds himself down by 3 pins early in the match.
Now opposite the 10 box from Craig.
Oh, that's a makeup.
Our first mark in the form of a strike from John Zappi.
Was that quick or what?
Cold in that first box, not the case in box 2 as we get a strike from John Zappi. Now to Craig Holbrook, box 3. He will take out 6, leave the 2, 4, 7.
And that lonely 6-pin is a problem pin.
Got the 4, 2, 6, 7 remain. 2 8s on lane 35. Boxes 1 and 3 for Craig. On to his 4th box, still looking for that first mark of this Challengers game.
Oh, wow. Punches out the 1 and the 9.
2 down, 8 up. So open 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Looking for his first mark, as John just alluded to, and of course John Zappi's working on a strike when he gets up there.
3 8s to go with that 10 in the second. Total of 34 for Craig. And now John Zappi has got the 2-ball fill coming up following the strike in the second, sporting an average of 128. Here we go. Miss to the right. 4 go. Here's the second part of the fill.
Just a 6, Phil.
It's going to make Craig Holbrook feel a little bit better.
Yeah, Craig only trails by 3 pins, even with the benefit of the strike. And he gains 2 more in count, so the lead now is 5. And he moves over to lane 36, where he had that strike in the second frame.
The veteran Rich Halas awaiting the winner of this Challengers match. Hawk at the moment, number 3 among our top 2 game totals, as we look to get those 3 qualifiers for the final championship taping this season.
John is in plumbing sales for Snow and Jones Incorporated. And he makes a nice 10 box. Gained a few more in count.
Pushes the lead to 7 pins at 41 to 34. Be a good time for Craig to get his first mark as we move to box 5. His average at 130.
Big ball by Craig, and they all go.
Strike for Craig Holbrook to match the one from John Zappi back in the second.
Scrambled 9 of them. And you see our pin cam is working today for us, and he kicks out that 5 pin. What a great shot that is.
Terrific angle. Now, can he follow it up here in box 6?
Looking for a double. That close.
9 of 10, and if he can pick this one off, it'll be spare on strike.
Just a 9 pin. And he does. Spare on strike.
Craig Holbrook heating up at the right time, putting some pressure on John Zappi.
Come on, John, now you got 20. Oh, you got 20.
5, followed by a strike, and then 2 10 boxes so far for John.
Light hit, but he gets a great sidewall action, clearing out the 3 pin, leaves just a 7, but a tough piece of wood out in front.
It's at a tough angle.
He's going to have to hit it high on the right, turn it, or maybe right on the red line and the ball come off the sidewall for the 7. Let's see what he decides to do. Coming up high, great shot, made it look easy. Matching the mark put in the 5th frame by Craig Holbrook, although Craig's was a strike.
Come on, John, you're 20.
Now to box 6. Fill ball coming up for John.
Light hit again, doesn't get the real good mixing action this time, and leaves the 5, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10. Just a 5 fill on the strike.
Shooting for back-to-back spares.
I almost want to play the 10 pin with a double piece of wood and snap it. Let's see what John, no, he's going for the 5. I think the problem pin was that 10 pin.
It remains with some wood out front for the 3rd ball. Got it, so he cleans up all 10. currently up by 2 pins. However, we've got the fill for Craig now in the 7th after he went strike then spare.
John has yet to leave a pin standing since that 5 box that he began the game with. 10 or better every box since then. Craig wants the 10 pin to go and the 7, but the 7 goes and he's left with the 2 and the 10.
Fill of 8, so through 6 complete, he's up 6.
He'll try to cut the 2 pin across into the 10.
Can't do it. He'll go open in the 7th, but we have a very tight competitive match at this point. 82. And Craig moves over for the 8th box.
So very, very important to pin in this, especially in this challengers match where you only got 1 game. Don't leave any pin standing if you can help it. Craig seems to be zeroed in now on that head pin and leaves himself the 4 and the 8 with a couple pieces of wood. Could cost him the 8 pin. Come up a little high in that wood, I believe. Yeah.
Called it.
Two open frames for John Zappi to work on. Both bowlers now are pinning well, though.
7 and 8 upcoming for Zappi. Currently down 6 pins.
Light hit there. I thought, well, he's a little better. This time,
6 of 10.
3, 5, 6, 10 pieces, a couple pieces of wood in between the 3 and the 5 should help him with the shot. First order of business, though, is to catch the 3 pin.
Got it and got all 4 as a result. Spare for John Zappi in the 7th.
You see the replay, just catching the 3 pin and driving everything straight back into the 5, 6, and 10.
Big fill now in the 8th.
Needs at least 6 to tie it up. Anything over 6, he'll take the lead back. That's over 6.
About 8.
Same 2 pins that Craig Holbrook just had, but he has no wood really to block his shot. Got a clear shot at the 4 and the 8. This would be a huge mark in the 8th frame, setting up his final 2 frames. No, he too does not convert the 4 and the 8.
He picked off the 8.
10 box, 2 pins. Is the lead for John Zappi. Final 2 frames. Who's going to take on our champ, Hawk Halas?
Coming down to the end. 2 real good competitors and challengers. This is just the beginning. Hawk up next for one of these guys.
Well, that time he did trip out the 7 and the 4, leaving himself the 3, 6, 10 for Craig for a legitimate spare leave. Trying to get his 3rd mark of the match, and it'll be a big one. Oh, too heavy on the 3.
So he's looking at the 6 and the 10. He's open in the 9th.
And leaves a pin standing, which will be huge coming down the stretch here. It's only a 2-pin advantage for John Zappi.
What will they add to the 101 total? Final box now for Craig.
Zero in on that line. Oh, wants the 5-pin to go. It's not going to happen. Although, if that wood is frozen on the 5-pin, he could play the wood in front of the 4-7 and have the wood behind the 5 kick forward. That's what he's looking at. I think that's what I'd try to do. It looks like it might be frozen. I think drive the wood straight back into the 4-7. Yes.
He does it.
Great
well
shot.
done. Earns him 1 more ball as he marks in the 10th.
Watch that wood kick forward. Yep. From behind the 5-pin.
So this ball added to his score in the 9th, plus, excuse me, in the 10th, plus the bonus pins.
Well, that's enough to make John Zappi mark. He would like a a bigger fill, obviously, but 116. John Zappi's at a 114 clip right now, so he needs a mark in the 9th or the 10th. This is why these Challengers matches are so exciting. A one-game match, and many, many times it comes down to the final 2 frames.
Gets 7 to go.
Problem here is, of course, the 8-pin. You got to be full on the 2-pin, enough to carry the 8, but you don't want to go by the 3. Or split the 2 and the 5, I mean, and have it come off the wall.
Go one of the 3. Open in the 9th.
You'll need a mark in the 10th.
All 10 pins. The lead at 3 at the moment, but he's opposite that spare and 5 fill from Craig.
Needs a spare or a strike with a 3 fill or more to win the match. He's had 3 marks, 2 spares and a strike, and 2 of them were on lane 36. Oh, wow.
That's going to leave the 10 for the lefty. Should be natural pin for him to pick up.
Got a good break, missing the head pin. Needs this. No.
Picked up the pin in the channel.
And it's a 9 frame, and Craig Holbrook will move on to the championship round against Hawk Halas.
That was just a matter of inches. 116-113, 3-pin victory for Craig Holbrook. The Hawk is up next as we step aside on the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. For the championship match, the 2-game championship match, and the reigning champion, Hawk Halas, to step in first. And he'll take on that gentleman, Craig Holbrook, who you just saw defeat John Zappi 116-113. Hawk looking to make it 2 weeks in a row. Bowled well enough last time around to get into the top 3. 2-game totals so far this season. And he'll open.
Oh!
Drop it all 10. I was going to say 9, but that's a strike.
And you see the replay of our pin cam. 9-pin, just enough momentum on that piece of wood to clear that out. Great strike by our champ, Hawk Halas.
An early statement. Let's see how he follows it up. 6 of 10. The 3, 6, 10, and the 7 left up. Total of 9 in the fill. And a 9 box. So the Hawk with 28 through 2. Now to Craig, who had a key mark late versus John Zappi. That's sparing the 10th and put him over the top. He opens here by dropping 7.
Looking at the 3-6 on the right with the 4, trying to split the 3-6. Ooh, very close.
Picked off the 6. The 3 and 4 remain. Craig drops 9 to open. Another good crowd on hand here at the Woburn Bowlerdrome. We appreciate the support. Of course, we appreciate you watching at home as well.
Light hit there. Let's see, would it fall forward? Almost fell forward and cleared out the 5-pin as well, but there's the 5, and we're going to see an Earl sighting, I believe.
No yellow today, goes with the red fleece. Doesn't look quite as fast in the red. The yellow makes him look like a bullet.
Mark it up. Spare in a second for Craig Holbrook.
So Halas had the strike, Holbrook the spare, and we're off to a good start. They were saying in the truck that the red fleece complements Earl's hair color quite nicely.
I wasn't going to touch that one.
So Hawk will be open in the third.
All I know is Earl is sitting here with a Valentine's bear, well, a few weeks late. But did you get any, John?
No. You?
No, I didn't get any.
That speaks volumes about the popularity of the people involved with this show.
Of course, they don't understand that before the show went on today, I was scrubbing the approaches, trying to clean them up here from the crew, you know, setting up and stuff. And I had to beg for an applause. He runs down, clears the pin out, and the place goes wild.
Hawk now to his fourth box.
Similar shot that Craig Holbrook just had with a 3-6 on the right and the 4-pin. A little different for Hawk because his ball's breaking from right to left. He comes very close to converting that, but he's open in his 2 frames.
He'll miss it, so it's a total of 45 through 4 for Rich Halas.
Oh, from inside out. An implosion there. Head pin goes down, then the 10 pin leaves him just the 7. A big fill on the spare, and a chance to make it 2 in a row. And he does.
Yes, sir. It's Craig's dad seated right there where the bowlers are sitting. He's behind Craig. There you see him now.
Oh, yes.
Good support from Dad.
Just to the right of Craig there. Oh, he drops the 9. It'll be a 10. It'll be a strike on spare. 3 in a row.
He is on fire. 3 marks in a row. 2 spares, then the strike.
Let's take a look at that one, folks. 7 pin goes, 10 pin goes, and it kicks the wood forward just enough to carry the 6. What a great shot.
Back to Hawk. He's got some ground to make up now early.
Oh, that 9 pin was going. 2 pieces of wood collided at the same time, and the 9 pin remains. Converts.
Had a strike in the first, now a spare in the 5th. And here's his fill. To the 6 box we go, and the fill for Hawk Halas. Thought that 10 might fall as well.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a 7 pin drop.
6, 7, 10. Could snap that piece of wood in front of the 6-10 though, and hopefully you get something off the right sidewall to come across for the 7 pin. That's what he's trying to do, and he's going to get it.
Got it! Wow! That's something else from Hawk Halas.
There it is. Off the wall comes the 6 pin, I believe. That's the one that came off the wall for him for the 7. And just a great spare shot by Hawk Halas, our champ.
Right on cue, needed to kind of match Craig Holbrook, and he did. Craig looking for his 4th mark in a row.
And it'll be a tough one. He's got a choice here. Go after the 3 so he can get a 9 fill on the strike, or try the single pin with a piece of wood if he wants to try to convert the spare. No, he's going for the fill.
Total of 7 there on the fill after the strike, and 4. And he's got 9 in the 5th box. So 74 the total. Opposite another mark here in the 6th from Hawk. He's getting up a very tight mark. Very tight.
Well, he is just zeroed in on lane 36. Drops 9, leaves a 6 pin with a plank out in front. Should match the spare put up by Hawk already in the 6th. Yes, he does.
And
Keeps that advantage at 12. Both bowlers with spares in the 6th box. Time for a break on the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. Back with more right after this. Some good competitive Candlepin bowling so far today. We saw it in the Challengers match, now here in the championship match between Hawk and Craig.
12 pins separating both bowlers working on spares in the 6th frame. Hawk just joined us, converted the 6, 7, 10. Great spare shot in the 6th. He fills it with a strike. These guys are going at it like prize fighters.
Very well done. 3rd mark in a row for Hawk. Spare strike.
Take a look at that one, tripping the 6 pin. Crossed over on the Brooklyn side and the 1-2 for the right-hander, and was able to scramble them all for the strike, though.
Both bowlers have now had runs of 3 marks in a row this game.
Looking for the double, that close. Wow. Everything but the 5.
Leaves that kingpin, but still a chance for 4 marks in a row if he can pick up the spare.
Nice little guide there, the piece of wood, I think.
Got it.
Doesn't need it. 4 in a row.
Hawk is hot.
Hawk is soaring. Meanwhile, Craig Holbrook working on his spare for his own, up on the 6th frame, trying to duplicate that strike. That would be nice. Well, he drops 7.
Leaves the 3, 6, and 10.
Wants to avoid the wood out in front. Go after the 3, 6, and hopefully the 10. Yes.
Gets by the wood and picks up all 3. Back and forth they go.
You see the replay, just domino effect on the 3, the 6, and the 10. 5 marks out of 7 frames for Craig Holbrook.
Here's the fill.
Oh. Oh. Looked like he would have had a better lead than that. Can he cap the piece of wood on the right and have the ball carry him into the wood next to the 4? That's what he's trying to do, and he makes it! How about that?
We have seen an exhibition from these two. Incredible.
It's a clinic. He capped the wood, but the ball actually came back and got the 10 pin. That's 6 marks out of 8 boxes for Craig Holbrook. 5 out of 8 for Hawk Halas. Oh, and he gets one to fall forward.
Leaving the 6 and the 10.
Can he keep the streak alive? This will be for 5 consecutive marks. The groan of the audience. Rich is married. Wife is Linda. Has 2 children, Colby and Courtney. I think Courtney might be in the crowd today.
No 5 alive for Hawk, but still a 10 box up to 130. What a terrific score. Game 1 of 2. And he's got a box to go.
Strike.
A rocking 7 pin.
Still wobbling.
Still rocking.
No, 9th and 10th had shots at marks. 6-10, chopped out this to 6 pin, and this time goes by the 7 pin for a spare. Makes it 140 though. Great opening game, but he's going to find himself behind.
Craig with mucho marks. 6 of 8. 6 of the last 7.
Ooh, spread eagle.
But just a fill of 4. so fast on the Hawk being behind
No,
after
you
game
know,
one.
I said that, and I'm looking. I said, well, I didn't expect him to get that spread eagle, but yeah, he needs $9 to tie him, $10 to be ahead by a mere pin, but he's on his good lane, 36. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the good one.
It's amazing how bowlers feel more comfortable on one lane or another, although he's strung 3 in a row and then another 3 in a row, so he's had his share on 35 as well. But 141 plus 2 balls in his first game. Great opening games by both bowlers. Well, he's thankful that's a strike. He has another ball for the fill. Oh, wow.
Got them all.
151.
And he is ahead by some 11 pins. Terrific bowling from both bowlers. Look at the replay.
Kick that 5 out of there. Here comes some help from the left sidewall.
Wow. Can you imagine what this game 2 is going to be like? Stick around. That's next on the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. We're ready to get game 2 rolling. It's Greg Holbrook, the challenger, with an 11-pin advantage over Rich Halas after out-bowling him 151 to 140 in that first game. That was terrific. Craig from East Bridgewater, bowling out of Dorchester. And here we go. 7-pin drop, 247 still up.
Craig is one of the premier Candlepin bowlers and hasn't had a lot of success on this show, but you're just waiting for him to break out. Oh, foot foul. Lost 2 pins on that. I think his body English might have caused that. That'll be an 8 box.
About the only mistake he's made here in this championship match.
And he gets in a groove. I've seen him bowl, and he's fun to watch as he did that first game. Right back in on that lane 36, leaving just the 5-pin. The king pin left for a spare.
So there it is, a mark in the second for Craig. Not a Hawk Halas. Little ground to make up to retain his championship. Down 11 to start.
Wants a 7-pin to go. It's not going to happen. 5, 7, and 8 left. Piece of wood now rolling out in front of the 5 and the 8 pins. You can try to cut the 5 on the right-hand side, but I think I tried a chance with the wood. Yep. Oh, I'm telling you, these bowlers are putting a clinic on out here.
Excellent execution on both ends.
Caps that wood, turns it. The ball actually carries the 8-pin. Great shot.
Here's his fill. Drops half of them. Fill of 5.
That time he lofted the ball further out in the lane than he normally does, so didn't have time enough to break back into the 1-3 pocket. Stayed to the right, and he leaves himself the 4 horsemen left plus the 9.
And it's the 7 that won't go. So all of a sudden that overall lead goes from 11 to 4 through 2 boxes of game 2. You have a feeling it's going to come down in the final couple frames. Back to Craig, box 3.
Drops 9. Leaves the 6-pin.
Wood resting behind it.
Hop, skip, and a spare. That's what they call that.
Got a little lucky, but counts just the same. So consecutive spares for Craig.
Boy, he buried that one, and he left the 5 and the 7. That 5-pin is not on the same plane with the 7. It can be cut over. Like that! Oh, my! Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. What a day to have the pin cam working. What a great shot that was.
Get a good glimpse at how he got it done. Just textbook Candlepin bowling. 3 spares in a row for Craig. Not a honk. Box 3.
Missing the head pin, drops 7, 1, 3, and 10 left. Got to hurry.
Got the 3, but nothing else. And it'll miss badly to the left. So he's open the last 2. That comes opposite a couple spares from Craig. And the challenger looks like he's going to put some more ground between himself and Hawk. Unless Rich has an answer right here.
Well, he's got a chance on the 4 and 7. Piece of wood in between. Catches the 4-pin, should make the spare.
Got it. So Hawk's hanging around. He's not going anywhere. Though the lead has ballooned up to 23 at this point. Both bowlers with fills in the 5th. We start with Craig. Now this one will be something to pick up if he can do it. Make it 4 in a row.
3, 6, 4, 7. Don't count them out. Trying to split the 3 and the 6. Not far off.
So he's open for the first time in a while.
Twisted the 4-pin around, but it didn't fall. He's got the 2, 4, 6, 10. A piece of wood in between. If he hits the red line right in between the 2 and the 4, that 2 should jump toward the 6 and 10. Yes, like they were tied together. Wow. Some great shot making here, right on the red line, and that 2-pin never wobbled once. Went straight into the 6 and the 10.
Hawk with some work to do now.
Now he's working on a spare. Two, 4 on the left with a 6-pin. Not an easy spare, but nothing's sacred today. Like I said, nothing is safe.
These guys digging deep.
You see, just splitting those. 2-pin into the 6th. Been on the air for 5 years. I have never seen 2 bowlers make such remarkable spares against each other anyways. We see some great shots, but there's so many today. Leave himself the diamond leave. 3, 5, 6, and 9. Needs to convert this to match spares with Craig Holbrook.
6 and the 9 stick around. We've got a good one. 4 more boxes to go. Game 2 to determine a champion. We're back with the finish right after this on CNH. Welcome back to Woburn as we wind down in the championship match. Tight one between Craig Holbrook and Holbrook. Craig with a big fill coming up here in the 7th, already up 15 pins overall. Threatening perhaps to break into that top 3, needing to get to 286 after the 151 in game 1. Nice fill, a 9.
Got to start scoreboard watching now, folks. 287 is the 286 is the score put up by Hawk Halas last week, and of course, Craig Holbrook is on pace.
136 would do it. So he has the chance to not only defeat Hawk, take away the championship, but to grab his spot in the top 3.
I have to correct something I said earlier. He hasn't had that much success. He has had, checking the archives, he's won several matches and was our champ several weeks in a row. He's showing why.
Looking to have 3 consecutive spares for the 2nd time in this game.
He's at a 137 clip right now. This would be huge. He's got it. I think Dave Barber better watch out right about now. He might take over top spot.
Barber at 290, Richie Bober 289, and Hawk at 286. We showed you those numbers at the start of the program, and those are the 3 to catch.
Light hit, 7-pin goes, but he's still left with a 5, 9, and 10.
This is Hawk in the 7th.
Oh, that close. Leaves the 9.
A 136 game for Craig Holbrook will be enough to push him past the 286 total.
Right through the middle, the 1, 5, and 9 out of there. Spread eagle plus the 8-pin in the back. Not what a champ wants. Which was a close match for a while. 3 consecutive marks by Craig Holbrook with 3 open frames for Hawk Halas. A comfortable lead.
And 6 marks through that stretch of 7 boxes, 2 through 8. Crowd, some of them at least, calling for a big finish, and we'll see what he can do with 117 in this game. If he gets to 137, 136, he'll have enough.
This crowd is pretty savvy on those scores. They know. Oh, he got away with it. He hopped up. He knew that ball was off, but he dropped 8.
So he's 9 away.
Oh boy. You'd like to have that one back. He's at 286 right now.
That has him even for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, so he's going to take over 3rd spot.
Double whammy for Hawk Halas.
But with Mark, he could overtake the top spot. It looks bad, but it's with that wood there. He's, well, yeah, he wants the wood to roll in deeper, but let's see if he can convert the 4-7 and the 6-10. Okay, these pins are big.
That's going to give him 295. Our new top score. So it now is Holbrook, Barber, Bober. Halas bumped out. Hawk to wrap up, boxes 9 and 10. Spread eagle on the 9th.
And that 295 was anything but a cakewalk. I mean, he made some terrific spares en route to that 295. As did Hawk Halas early in the match. Made some great shots. Just couldn't keep it going.
That first game was one of the better ones we've seen. Back.
triple. Somebody.
10th and final box for our outgoing champion, Hawk Halas. It's always a pleasure to have him on the show as that great combination of enthusiasm and intensity. But it'll be Craig Holbrook returning next week to meet a new challenger. Final numbers, 295 to 252, a 43-pin victory for the new champion, Craig Holbrook. Back to Woburn to wrap it up right after this on CNA. Welcome back to Woburn, a new champ and a new leader among the top 2 game totals.
That was terrific, especially that first game. They were actually putting a clinic on for us. So if you ever know how to make spares, you should watch that game again.
We look at the updated numbers. Craig Holbrook now leading the way with a score of 295. Dave Barber now second, Richie Bobert in third, and Rich Halas, who was defeated in that championship match, he falls out of the top 3, so you deliver a double whammy to Hawk. But boy, you just bowled so well.
Well, if anybody knows me, when I bowl, you know, I'm all into having a lot of fun. And, you know, while the match is going on, you really can't think about how much fun you're having until after it's over because it's so intense. And, you know, the match was actually really close. So, oh, boy, that was a good time.
Were you aware of the score toward the end?
Oh, certainly, yeah. I mean, you guys have been talking about it recently, and you can see the little screen over there, what your score is. But actually, I'm trying to get as much as I can all the time, even the last 2 boxes. You know, I had a pretty big lead, but, you know, I'm trying to get a big number up there.
That's right. You're sitting on the top now, though, so.
There's a lot of season left.
Well, we look forward to next week to see what you can do.
All right, great, thanks.
Congratulations. That'll do it for the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. You can stay with us. That's okay.
All right,
More FaceTime from this guy. He is the champ. We'll see you next week right here on CNA.